Welcome, Gregori families and students, to the first ever JAG Awards night. My name is Derek Penley. I'm the principal here at Gregori, and we are so glad to be able to honor you this evening at our JAG Awards night. JAG Awards is something really special to Gregori High School. This is an award that each staff member gets a chance to give to a student once a year. And this student is selected because it's truly special. We got into education because we have a passion behind students. And you, the winner, is because you stand out. You make coming to work so enjoyable for us. And you've set apart and you have showed that you're special in some kind of way. And the staff members are going to go through and tell you why. Tell you thank you for being you and honor you tonight. And so if you received this award, congratulations. You'll be able to wear it at graduation ceremony when we have that. It is one of the few awards that you will be able to wear during graduation, so congratulations for that. What we're going to do now is transition into some videos from teachers saying why you were selected as a JAG Award. So again, I welcome you tonight to our first JAG Awards ceremony. I hope you enjoy this evening, and congratulations.
Hello, my name is Mr. Salazar, and I teach English here at Gregori High School. This year, my JAG Award winner is Helen TRAN. I have known Helen now for 2 years. First, she was in my sophomore honors English class, and now I've had the privilege of being her teacher for a second year in AP English language. And I have seen Helen work so hard and succeed, not just in my class, but in all of her classes, and that takes perseverance, which we want all of our students to have. I also wanted to award this to Helen because of her humor. Every day that I interact with her, she has made me laugh, whether it's through trying to get me to make TikToks with her, or with her making jokes about my footwear, which is usually my Birkenstock clogs. Helen, you have always brought a smile to my face, and I am so proud of all of the hard work that you have put in these 2 years.
Hey everyone, it's Mr. Bivin from the art department. And as you can see, I'm coming from my happy place. My 2020 JAG winner is ARACELLI Lopez. Like I probably say every year, it's hard to put into a few words why ARACELLI is my choice. This young woman is respectful, hardworking, artistic, and simply a joy to have as a student. She is mature beyond her years, and as usual, I wish I could sprinkle more of her across my other classes. After talking to her on some random day in class, I remember thinking, it's nice to have another adult in the room. I know you will be successful and accomplish great things in the near future. My simple advice is, college is a lot of hard work, but make sure to make art, and most of all, have a little fun. Miss you all.
Hello, this is Mrs. Taylor here, and I am honored to present JOCELYN FAHLEN with my JAG Award this year. She is an incredibly intelligent and hardworking student. Every day that JOCELYN comes to school, she gives it her all. Not only is she an incredible calculus student, she is heavily involved with leadership and has contributed to making our campus so much better as she constantly thinks outside of herself. I have had her these last 2 years in Calc A, B, and BC, and she is for sure one of my strongest students that I've ever had. She makes me so proud on a daily basis because of how well she balances all that she has on her plate. She has been a bright light to my 3rd period class this last year, and I know she will continue to be a bright light as she begins her journey at Columbia next year. JOCELYN is definitely one of those students who is an encouragement to me as her teacher, and I feel so blessed that I got to have her these last 2 years. She will be missed greatly. JOCELYN, I will miss you, and congratulations.
Hi, my name is Daniel Moreno. I teach AP Government at Gregori High School, and it is my honor this year to give the JAG Award for my class to Nate Bowman. Nabo, you are my JAG Award winner because you are such an amazing student. You love politics, you love discussing it. More importantly, you love explaining politics to the people around you, whether they agree with you or not. You are able to explain things in a very calm and civil manner. So for that, I'm giving you the award. And let me just tell you that I am really going to miss having you in class, but I look forward to hearing all of the wonderful things you're about to accomplish in college and beyond. Nate Bowman, congratulations.
Hi, I'm Ms. Ruiz. I'm the Activities Director and Leadership Teacher here at Gregori High School. This year, my JAG Award goes to a student that I have had the pleasure of working with for 4 years. We both started in leadership together as newbies. We have grown tremendously over the past 4 years. I have watched him go from working events to planning events to running the events themselves. We've had many laughs, many tears, proms, homecoming, blood drives, letters to Santa, you name it. I believe he has probably been involved with planning it, running it, or working it at least. He is always eager to help. He has a huge heart, and he is mature beyond his years. This year, my JAG Award goes to Hunter Miller. Congratulations, Hunter. You will be greatly missed in leadership.
Hi, I'm Miss Inderbitzen. My JAG Award recipient this year is Miguel Perez. He came to Gregori his sophomore year from the Philippines. As a junior, Miguel made the jump from CP Math to Honors Math 3. It's very difficult and rarely done. One thing that I really love about Miguel is his inquisitive mind. He's always asking questions and striving to find answers. Sometimes his questions are extremely random and not at all math related, but they keep me on my toes. Miguel is a hard worker. He has the kindest heart, and I am so thankful that I was able to be his teacher this last year. Miguel, never stop asking questions. Keep up the hard work, and you'll go far.
Hi, this is Mr. Canwell. It is with great pleasure that I give my JAG Award winner this year to Miss Alyssa Turn. Every year people ask me how I decide and how I pick who my JAG Award is going to go to, and every year I have a different answer. Some years it's whoever has the highest grades in my class. Some year it's who participates the most. Sometimes it's who brought their grade up the fastest. This year, I decided to give you my JAG Award winner because you're my favorite. You're my favorite turn. That's what it boils down to. I enjoy our conversations. Yes, you have a very high grade in my class. Yes, you participate. Yes, you take the lead in all labs. Yes, you do all of those things. You are an outstanding student, but that's not why I chose you. I chose you because you're an outstanding person. I enjoy our conversations. I enjoy the way we talk. I enjoy the way you talk to your peers and the way you lead your group. I really wish I could have given this award to you in person. I kind of wanted to see the look on your brothers' faces when I gave it to you. But this is, I guess, the next best thing, and as it is. Hopefully that. Hopefully we'll see each other next year is what I'm trying to say. And if you TA or tutor for anybody other than me, you and I are going to have a conversation if you have room in your schedule. Good luck with everything, and I will see you next year.
Hello everyone, this is Mr. Wallace, and my JAG Award winner is Emily RENTZ. I selected Emily as my JAG Award winner because she's an excellent student and an absolute pleasure to have in class. Emily would show up to zero period every single day with excellent attendance, not just on time, but early and always ready to work. In class, Emily modeled leadership. and she was always very welcoming to all students in her group. She would, no matter who they were, she would make them feel part of the team, and she would go above and beyond to make sure that projects were completed and deadlines were met, whether those tasks were on campus or outside of school. I feel Emily exemplifies loyalty, integrity, and achievement, and that is why I selected her as my JAG Award winner this year. Congratulations, Emily, and great job this year.
Hey Gregori, it's Miss Fredrickson here to present the JAG Award on behalf of the library. And this year our nominee is NAITALIA RICO, and she is one of our TAs. And I would say the obvious reason that she's getting this award is all the hard work she contributed to the library this year. So as our 6th period TA, NAITALIA would come in after lunch, which most of you know is our busiest time, and we're trying to organize, clean up, transition for something new, and she'd just silently swoop in and take care of whatever it was that needs to be done on a daily basis. And once those basic everyday tasks were done, was ready to tackle whatever special project we had for her. And it didn't matter if it was super tedious or tiresome, like running call slips in the heat for an hour. She'd make sure that it got done and, you know, only take a break when we asked her to. And beyond that, the other thing that was super helpful was she would remind me of an idea that we maybe discussed once in passing while working on something else and say, hey, what about that thing? And bring it back and help remind me so we could maybe make that idea come to life. And that was something that was super helpful. And beyond those seeming obvious things, the other reason she's our nominee and the other thing that I value about her is her realness, which is the only word I could come up with when trying to capture it. When I would bring an idea to NAITALIA or ask a question, I knew she wasn't telling me what I wanted to hear. She was just offering a real perspective, and it didn't matter if it was something small about the library, if it was about school, or big things happening in society. And that's something that I super respect and super valued, and those conversations meant a lot and really left me thinking quite often as well. And so I really appreciate that, and combined with her hard work and the fact that I never had to eat Starbursts alone is why NAITALIA RICO is the JAG Award winner for the library. Thank you so much for all the hard work you did, for the real talks, and congratulations on your JAG Award and graduating, and I wish you a great future, and I can't wait to see what you do. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for taking the time to be here for this ceremony, even in the present times. My name is Diana Gonzalez and I am one of the Spanish teachers here at Gregori. This year, I had a really hard time to pick only one student out of my almost 200 students to be the recipient of my JAG Award. This year, I was surrounded by amazing and extraordinary students, and it was really hard to narrow it down to only one that really made a difference. But then I thought of his journey, and then he stood up as one of my recipients. This JAG Award this year goes to Jose Roberto Briones. Roberto, as I call him, he's in my 0th period class, and he's always present and he's always on time. Most of the year, he struggled to stay organized and being responsive with his assignments and homework. Nothing that I did clicked with him until we had a meeting with his parents, the administrator, his counselor, and myself. At that meeting, all of the cards were out and nothing was hiding anymore. During the meeting, I saw that Roberto realized that he had gone to a very low point academically and that he had an awesome support team, but that he needed to be the one making the change. And he did just that. With the support of his parents, he began to improve his grade very rapidly by turning in a bunch of work, and I mean a bunch of work, and stayed on task as much as he could. Roberto has also been one of the most present students during distance learning. He joins the conferences and asks the correct questions, and if he has additional questions, he joins me for office hours. Roberto, I chose you this year to remind you at a very beginning point of your high school career that once you go all the way to the bottom, the only way that you can go is back up. The feeling of defeat is something I don't want you to experience ever again. Instead, I want you to continue feeling the sense of ownership and power that you felt when you took control of your academics. Life doesn't require you to be perfect, but it requires that you continue to give it all you've got and that you continue trying because you have that in you. Now you know that you have it in you. This JAG Award is also a reminder of all of the support that you have in your life. Your parents will always be there to support you no matter what. And if you ask the right people, you will see that you don't have to do difficult tasks alone. Continue improving and continue staying on task. One last thing, I still want to see you playing basketball for Gregori. So you are on the right track. Congratulations.
Hi everyone. My JAG Award goes to Cristina Carrasco. I chose Cristina because she is caring, hardworking, and she is a joy to have in class. Cristina would always come to class with a smile and was always prepared to engage in class activities and presentations. Cristina is resilient, kind, and enthusiastic about life and her future. Her admiration for her mom, her desire to succeed, and her love for life are just a few of the reasons I chose her. She truly exemplifies inner beauty. Cristina, I wish you the best in your future endeavors. Always stay positive and keep in mind my two favorite quotes. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. There is no road to happiness. Happiness is the road. I wish you the best. Congratulations.
Good evening. My name is Jim McCarthy and I teach digital media. I will be presenting 2 awards, the first of which to my own nominee, Senior Carson Wells. Many of us at Gregori know about Carson because she's present in our school lives by appearing regularly on JNN. For the past 2 years, she has presented herself as an enthusiastic, interested, and positive voice for our community. For those of us lucky enough to know Carson personally, and this extends to students, teachers, and administrators, we recognize a bright light among us, a positive and giving young woman who makes the lives around her better by simply being in the room. And for the select number of us who work behind the scenes at JNN, we know Carson to be a committed leader and a force for local journalism, a seeker of truth who applies the highest ethical standards to her reporting. She demonstrates an unusual sense of responsibility, and we consider ourselves very lucky to have Carson on our team. She makes the fun times more enjoyable, and she models leadership by committing her full self when the challenges seem most daunting. Above all, Carson is a genuinely nice person. I want to thank Carson for making my choice for this year's JAG Awards easy by living up to the standards set by our namesake, Joe Gregori. Congratulations, Carson. The second award I present this evening is on behalf of English instructor Joe Orlando. His JAG Award nominee is Vincenzo Principato. Mr. Orlando writes the following: "It's always difficult to decide who should receive a JAG Award. Did they do their best work? Are they respectful of others? Do they go above and beyond? And every year as I go through my list of questions, I always find that some students meet 1 or 2, and sometimes 3 criteria. But this year, I had the great fortune to work with a student who met all of them. Vincenzo Principato is kind and generous. He always does his absolute best on his work, yes, always, and always strives to do even better the next time. He reads closely and is a lover of books. And maybe most importantly, Vince is a student who loves learning and isn't in it just for the grade. He is setting himself up to be a lifelong learner. Finally, since we've been in self-isolation, Vince has completed more distance learning than any of my other students. Well done," writes Mr. Orlando. "I'm proud of you, Vince."
Good morning, JAGs. This is Mrs. McDougall with my JAG Award recipient for 2020. This student is a leader in my English classroom. She's genuinely interested in understanding difficult concepts and themes and is very adept at sharing her thoughts in a way that helps others enrich their learning as well. She routinely goes out of her way to collaborate with other students to help them expand their thinking and to see the world a bit differently. She's kind, thoughtful, and genuinely interested in the success of herself and of others. She's also the only person that I have ever seen receive a standing ovation after a response for a Socratic seminar. My winner for this year is Jenna Pike. Jenna, congratulations, well deserved.
Hello, Gregori. It's Mr. Faram, Associate Principal. I'm excited to announce my JAG Award winner this year, and my JAG Award goes to Trent Rodenborn. Trent, congratulations. It's been a pleasure to watch you compete both inside the classroom and out. Your teachers speak extremely highly of you. What I really admire about you is your positive energy, how upbeat you are, how you reach out to other people with care and compassion and concern. I enjoy watching you wrestle and the competitive nature that you have. I know you're going to be successful no matter what it is you do because you're a people person, you care for others, you're competitive, and you have a drive. And I just look forward to seeing your success. Your compassion is contagious. And reach out, keep in touch. Congratulations. And I look forward to seeing your success. Congratulations, Trent.
This year, for my Jaguar Award recipient, I nominate freshman Donovan Langarica. Donovan Langarica not only is a great athlete, but he's also a great young man. He exhibits lots of character traits that we want to see in all athletes and all students. He works very hard all the time, very respectful, comes from a great family. I'm very excited to see what he's going to do for the next 3 years here on campus. That is the reason why I nominated Donovan Langarica, just because he's just such a great kid.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Marino, and I teach Academic Language and Development and Freshman English. My JAG Award winner is Cynthia SARGIS. Every fourth period, she greets me with a big smile and helps make my day even brighter. Every class period, she works diligently, helps others, and participates. Thank you, Cynthia, for everything you do in my classroom. Congratulations.
Hello, I'm Miss Perone and I teach dance here at Gregori. My JAG Award recipient is Gabby Ishmael. Since the first day of school, I could see that Gabby had a dynamic personality, and that awesome personality continued to blossom throughout the school year. She was always full of energy and positivity, which I appreciated so much. Every day for class, she arrived with a positive attitude, ready to try new things and give her best effort. Rarely do students jump in with both feet when trying something unfamiliar, but I could always count on Gabby to really go for it every time, which in turn helped the rest of the class feel more comfortable trying new things too. Gabby has an awareness and empathy for her classmates, reaching out when students are working alone, running the mile a second time to help students struggling to finish, or helping classmates confused about steps or choreography. It is special to have a student who not just notices, but cares about the other individuals in class. In addition to each of these qualities that make Gabby a super JAG, she also always knew how to give me a good laugh. Congrats on your JAG Award, and thank you for being such an amazing human.
Hi, my name's Chris Bickle, and I'm a math teacher here at Gregori High School. I'm thrilled to present my 2020 JAG Award to Layla Toledo. Layla's the type of student every teacher dreams of having in class. She's intelligent, she's hardworking, she's always on task and does whatever's asked of her. Whenever we were doing problems and I needed to get a correct answer or a good explanation, Layla was my go-to. She's an excellent problem solver and a logical thinker. In all reality, she was way too smart to take finite math this year, but I'm extremely happy she did. I could go on for a while about how great of a student Layla is, but I was even more impressed with her character and the way she treats other people. I think the easiest way to describe it would be to mention the fact that every single time I made a seating chart adjustment this year, I had a minimum of 5 requests to move to sit closer to Layla. This wasn't because they wanted to spend the class chatting or making TikToks, but because of how helpful and kind she is. She doesn't just give people answers, but she takes the time to thoroughly explain the problem and solution. She makes sure that others really understand. Layla is extremely kind to everyone, and she was a friend to everyone in class. As if all of this wasn't enough, she's also a really good golfer and an amazing kid. Congratulations, Layla, you deserve it.
Hello, this is Mr. Harker. It's my pleasure to give my JAG Award to Cassandra Perez Diona. She is a wonderful young lady who is always smiling and radiates positivity. She really brings joy to the class. She's very dedicated and talented academically. She has a strong desire to learn and grow her understanding, not just get a grade. She's extremely helpful, and I would be comfortable turning my class over to her if I needed to for some reason. And so she's a wonderful student and a great person, and it's my honor to give her my JAG Award. So Cassandra, keep making the world a better place by just being yourself. Thank you.
Hey Trinity Riney, congratulations on this year's JAG Award. You worked so hard the last 3.5 years. I've seen you grow, mature, set high standards for yourself, set goals for yourself, and you've accomplished them. I want to encourage you to continue to work hard, continue to set the bar high, and continue to challenge yourself on a daily basis. I'm proud of you. I'm going to miss you, but I know you're destined for success. All the best.
Hello, this is Lori Gaines, one of the math teachers at Gregori High School, and I would love to present my JAG Award to a wonderful young lady that I met halfway through her sophomore year last year. When she and her family moved from Idaho into a very small school here to California, and a very, very big school. And I remember that very first day that she came in, and I could see how overwhelmed she felt. And I asked her about it, and she said, yes, it's such a big school, but she adjusted beautifully. She fit right in. She's very humble, very quiet, but also very determined, such a wonderful learner. It's not enough for her to just learn. She wants to learn well, and it's not enough for her to just learn most of the material. She really wants to make sure she understands all of the material. She was a regular in my tutoring sessions every week and each day that I was there after school. She put forth all of the effort. She is such a kind, humble, beautiful spirit. She is wonderful to her friends around her. She's a wonderful help and encouragement and an example to others. And she is also one of the very few students that I moved her sophomore year from a CP level class up to an honors pre-AP level her junior year, and she'll be moving on to take AP Calculus next year. And Shelly Taylor, I'm very jealous of you that you get to have this wonderful young lady next year. Miss Maria Lupita Cabrera. Lupita, I cannot tell you the joy it has been to be your teacher. I cannot tell you how much I'm going to miss seeing you on a daily basis. And thank you for being everything that a Gregori Jaguar represents. You have such integrity, your academic achievement, your motivation, and just the wonderful encouragement and spirit you are to others.
Hello, my name is Mr. Rogers. I'm in the Science Department at Gregori High School, and I would like to recognize and give my JAG Award to, yes, I can't say her name very well, so Miss Gonzalez did for me, but I call her V, or Vivi, and she is an outstanding individual. She is well respected by her peers, by her teachers. She's mature, she's considerate, she's kind, she helps others. She has wonderful conversations, and most importantly, she is a wonderful student and citizen. Every year I give my JAG Award to someone that I really think represents the kind of person that we want in our community. We want them to be leaders. We want them to be business owners. We want them to be the people that are helping the rest of us make decisions. Vivi's going to be that person. She's going to be one of those people that is an outstanding business owner, engineer, doctor, attorney, whatever she decides she wants to do, she's going to be that and more. And I really respect her and love the fact that she has been in my chemistry class and this year my biology class, and I hope to see more of her. So thank you very much, V, for being in my class, being a friend, being a student, and with that, I am awarding you, Vivi, my JAG Award.
My name is Lindsay Vaughn, and I've nominated Genevieve Escobedo-MARTINEZ for the JAG Award. I've had the honor of teaching Genevieve for the past 3 years, and let me tell you, Genevieve is every teacher's dream student. She always does what is asked of her, she's always on task, and she approaches everything with such a positive attitude. She has brought such joy and laughter to my class for the past 3 years, and I will greatly miss her now that she's moving on to more adventures.
Hola Yair, para mí este es un verdadero placer otorgarte este premio por haber sido un estudiante perseverante que creíste tanto en mí como en ti. Recuerdo el primer día de clase que viniste a mí y dijiste, profe, yo me quiero salir de esta clase porque no es lo que yo esperaba, yo no la voy a hacer. Y mírate ahora, ¿no? Disfrutamos tanto este semestre y medio escolar, tantas experiencias, sé que los temores, ¿no? De que profe no me elija para leer, profe se van a burlar de mí, pero perdiste poco a poco ese miedo, te relajaste y llegaste a disfrutar nuestra clase, ¿verdad? Leyendo, acá contando pláticas en español, y para mí fue un verdadero placer verte desenvolverte, verte crecer en el ámbito de la lengua, en el ámbito personal, ¿no? Entonces, gracias por haberme demostrado a mí que yo puedo hacer la diferencia y por haber dado lo mejor de ti para crecer, y espero que ahora lleves esta experiencia de que contar de tenía miedo pero lo hice, ¿no? Entonces espero que puedas transmitir a muchos estudiantes como decir, no tengas miedo porque si yo lo hice, tú lo puedes hacer. Gracias, porque gracias a ti yo crecí como profe y ha sido un verdadero honor hacerme llamar tu profe. Espero que lleves a otras clases y puedas transmitir lo poco o mucho que yo te he enseñado. Con cariño, profe.
Hello, Gregori. My name is Mrs. Joseph, and I have the pleasure of teaching biology and medical science. And here we are again at this moment in time where we get the opportunity as teachers to award a student with a very prestigious award that lets them know that they've impacted us as much as we hope to impact them. And this year I chose a student of mine whom I've had the pleasure of having for several years. I had her as a sophomore in CP biology, and then her junior year I had her in advanced biology, and this year as a senior I had her in medical science. And this is a student who truly brightens up my day anytime I saw her, and I looked forward to seeing her because I knew that she would walk in with a smile, ready to fist bump me right before class. And it's amazing to be at a point in my career where I'm now getting to know students for long periods of time, and I get to watch them grow. And it was a pleasure watching her play on the court. She's really great at basketball, super talented, and although I wish we had more time together and that we were able to finish off the senior year, as many of us do, I figured that I would award her with the JAG Award to show her how much she impacted me and changed my life. And I hope that she continues, and I know that she will continue to be awesome. And so my JAG Award goes to Danielle Passion.
Hello, I would like to nominate Daniel Alvarez for the JAG Awards. Daniel is such a wonderful student who has made such great strides since he has started with us at Gregori. Initially, he had a low desire for learning, but with much staff support and wonderful support at home, he really has taken the responsibility of his own work. Daniel has put much effort into his classwork and has turned many things around, first and foremost, his attitude. Daniel has wonderful skills and has even started to advocate for himself. I look forward to seeing Daniel grow in his education and the possibilities that will open up for him in the future. Congratulations, Daniel.
My name is Melissa McHale from the English department, and I am honored to announce the recipient of my JAG Award is Sydney Vieira. Sydney, I am giving you my award because of the type of student you are, but more than that, the person that you are. In the last 2 years that I've known you, I have seen your competence and your confidence grow tremendously in both writing and in presenting. But more than that, I am giving you my JAG Award because of the type of person you are. You are a young woman of such integrity, kindness, and strength, and I saw that demonstrated in my classroom every single day. You always came in with a willingness to work and to help. I also appreciated your sense of humor and just your realness. I am going to miss seeing you in my classroom tremendously, but I know you're going to go on to do great things in your life. I wish you the best of luck this fall at Chico, and I want to thank you for being a part of my life for the last 2 years.
My name is Lindy Finlan, and it is my privilege to present my JAG Award to Jordan Moffitt. Jordan, I want you to know that I have noticed how hard you've worked this year. You are eager to learn, and you are so dedicated, and I just appreciate the way that you will study for something, and then you just take those skills and you apply them and use them to speak Spanish. Sometimes learning a new language is really difficult because you have to step out of your comfort zone, and I feel like you've really done that this year, and I'm really proud of you. I can't wait to see what you end up doing in the future, and I wish you the very best and keep striving for excellence.
Hello everyone, and welcome to my home. My name is Ethan Duell, and my JAG Award this year comes from my Anatomy and Physiology class, and my recipient is Nia Thompson. First of all, to the Thompson family, thank you very much for allowing me to work with your daughter this year. It's been a very special year. She's a fantastic student, a fantastic young lady. Let me go ahead and explain how I went ahead and made this choice this year. Our JAG Award, since we opened the school, has really been determined by the idea of memorable students in class. Maybe not always the top students, although in Nia's case, she's pretty close to that. But students that we would remember over time. So I thought to myself, if I'm a teacher, what's my most memorable student? What does that student look like? Is it somebody who aces every test? Is it somebody who finds the class very, very easy? Is it somebody who completes every assignment and does very, very well on them and never seems to be having any trouble? Or is it a student who maybe sometimes does struggle, but takes that idea of struggle and uses it to their advantage? Is it somebody who is insistent on making sure that they're learning? Is it somebody who's insistent on making sure that they are turning in good work consistently every time they turn in work? Is it somebody who participates in class, that makes the class better, that by asking questions and asking questions that show that they've thought about the material and how it relates to them and their life and the things they're doing, challenges me and challenges the class to come up with answers for those ideas. In my case, Nia is exactly that student. She comes into class every day. She's a very strong personality, always a smile, always interested in what's going on in class, always asking good questions. and always making sure that she's getting things right. If she feels like she's a little weak in an area, she spends time, she asks questions, and makes sure that by the time we finish that idea, she's really come up with it and has really held on to that idea. So once again, when we talk about a JAG award and what a Jaguar should be in terms of a student, what would I like to see? Would I like to see 36 students looking in a certain way? And Naya is that exact embodiment of a student to me. So Naya, congratulations. I'm sure you will be successful in whatever you choose to do. And it has been a memorable year for me, and you are a student I will remember in future years.
Hello, I'm Mr. Benitez, and I'm presenting my JAG Award to Carmen Chavez. Carmen was an excellent student in my biology class where she displayed a calm resolve to excel. She exemplified the Gregori tenets of achievement, loyalty, and integrity. During numerous labs, activities, and projects, she exhibited great patience, respect, and teamwork. Because of her character and academic performance, I immediately accepted her request to be my TA for my AP Biology class. During her time as my TA, she showed a great work ethic and an outstanding positive attitude. Any task assigned to her, she completed above my expectations. She not only was an excellent, attentive TA in class, she helped me work out instructional issues during our distance learning period. Her positive demeanor and unwavering support and dedication reflects greatly upon herself and Gregori High School. Congratulations, Carmen. Well deserved.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Silva, and I teach history here at Gregori High School. My JAG Award winner this year goes to a young man with an incredible work ethic, always a friendly smile and willingness to help out a fellow classmate. He played several sports, got great marks across the board, and just all around high character kid that I really admire. And I just wanted to let him know that I noticed. And so I just want to say thank you for your hard work this year. I can't wait to see what the future holds for you, young man. And without further ado, my JAG Award winner this year is Jacob Groh. Congratulations, Jacob.
My name is Mrs. Nelms, and I'm one of the agriculture teachers here at Gregori. The student I choose to receive the JAG Award this year is a student that returned to our school this past year and has been a great asset to our FFA program ever since. She is such a hard worker and is one of those students that is always asking, how can she help? Whether it be at our barbecue fundraisers or decorating our parade floats, she is always willing and has the initiative to help get things done. She is also in the PALS program here at Gregori, and she engages in that class with a big, loving heart. She is a senior this year, so I know we are losing her, but I know she has an amazing future ahead of her, and I wish her all of the luck. So I would like to present this JAG Award to Hannah Martinez. Congratulations.
Hey, well, congratulations, Emily. I know that you are going to go off and do great things with your life. And just congratulations. You know, the reason that I chose you is because, you know, I do have a lot of students that are intelligent, but man, you just really stand head and shoulders above everyone else. And it just really showed with the quarantine issue. You just didn't even miss a beat. You just went right on through, kept doing everything that you were supposed to be doing, and that really shows a lot of integrity, a lot of honesty, and it really shows a lot of perseverance. And man, even when I was in construction, the people that you knew were motivated were the people you didn't have to babysit, you didn't have to watch. You said, hey, we got to get this done, and it was just done. You didn't have to follow them around. It was just done. That kind of personal drive will serve you well. You'll be very successful. I know you will. You're very intelligent, and it's been an honor having you in class. And I'm really sorry that the year ended the way that it did. But you know what? People like you, you're okay. You're going to be all right. You're going to be successful, and you'll make the best of this. And remember, there's going to be lots and lots of opportunities for people like you. And you're going to be prepared. So when the door of opportunity opens, you're going to be there with your bags packed, ready to go. And so congratulations. I miss you. And I hope that you have a good year. And I wish all the best for you. All right. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Hello. I'm going to be talking today about my JAG 2020 award winner, Miss Madison Petrie. She is a junior. Miss Madison, you know I'm talking about you. You were in my AP psychology class, and from the very beginning to just a few days ago when I spoke to you online, you have consistently been a bright light of sunshine that has added sparkle to my classroom. You're always so upbeat, you're positive, you're kind, you're considerate, and you embody all of those character traits that Modesto City Schools says is important to expose to our students and to help them attain those character traits. And you are all of those. You are responsible, you are kind, you show great compassion, you show great initiative, you are the definition of perseverance. And you are respectful, and you show great responsibility. All of those character traits are embodied in you, Miss Maddie. And so it is with a great pleasure that I say I am honored to have been part of your educational experience. I have enjoyed you so much. I love that you have been consistent from the very beginning of school till just a few days ago when I spoke with you online. It's just been such a pleasure. So you are the reason why we become teachers, Miss Maddie. So thank you. Thank you for making my year wonderful. Thank you for reminding me that good, solid, kind, responsible people not only exist, but like to sit in the front row and like to talk to me and like to ask me wonderful questions. So thank you again. Good luck, Miss Maddie.
Hi, my name is Steve Miranda, and I'd like to honor Caden Chapman for my JAG Award. He's always been hardworking in AP Physics. He's consistently had excellent test scores, and he's always produced quality lab write-ups. Caden has always been polite and well-mannered, and he's very pleasant. I've always felt him to be well-deserving of this award. So Caden, congratulations.
Hola, soy la profesora Padilla y enseño la clase de Literatura y Cultura. Este año mi reconocimiento va para Liliana López. Liliana, te quería agradecer por todo el esfuerzo que has hecho en mi clase, no solamente este año, sino que también el año pasado. Y lo que más me llama la atención de ti es tu sentido de responsabilidad y la manera en la que terminabas tus trabajos. Aprecio mucho todas las veces que animabas a tus compañeros a participar en la clase, pero sobre todo siempre estuve muy impresionada con tu análisis y con tu trabajo. Yo sé que vas a poder seguir aplicando todas estas destrezas en tu vida, en todo lo que hagas, y estoy muy agradecida de que fui tu profesora por estos 2 años y te deseo lo mejor y adelante.
Hello everyone. I am Nancy Maxon, and I'm here to present Jennifer Weaver with the Theater Department JAG Award. Jennifer has worked in both acting and technical theater all 4 years. She is a drama club officer and international thespian who has competed at both the state and regional competitions. With her amazing art skills, she has painted sets and designed posters for us. We have enjoyed her acting skills in musicals such as Legally Blonde, Addams Family, Mamma Mia, and dramas such as The Crucible and Macbeth. She's always willing to do whatever it takes, from sewing costumes, cleaning backstage, or even playing multiple male characters for JAG drama. Her most amazing JAG moment came when she volunteered to take over a lead within minutes of showtime. And even though sweating bullets and carrying a script, Jennifer was impressively believable in her performance. This spring, Jennifer received one of the female leads in The Great Gatsby. She burst into tears, but like so many other JAGs, she never got to perform this role. This year's Drama JAG winner is Jennifer Weaver, a caring mentor, friend, and leader that is bound to go far in her life. Congratulations, Jennifer, and thank you for being a true JAG hero. You will be missed.
Hello, Gregori. This is Miss Callie. I am very honored to give Yesenia Marquez-Corona the JAG Award this year. Yesenia has stayed very dedicated and hardworking throughout the entire school year. Everything that Yesenia has set out to accomplish, she has. Yesenia, I am very proud to be your teacher. You have inspired me to be better, and I cannot wait to see the amazing things that you accomplish while at Gregori.
Good evening, everyone. I am Stacy Damus, and I'm a math teacher, and I would love to be there with you and present this award in person because this girl is so absolutely amazing, and I would love to be able to see her face when she realizes that the award is coming to her. I started the year with this girl, and she immediately reminded me of her older sister. I had her older sister several years ago, and her older sister was wonderful too. And I think that's what reminded me so much of her, how wonderful both of these girls are. But my current student came in with this aura of brightness every single day. It didn't matter what was happening outside. It didn't matter what was happening around her. She had this aura of brightness and care that is so rare to see in teenagers. And she would come in every day with the biggest personality and the brightest smile. And she would greet everyone. It didn't matter if you were in her social group. It didn't matter if you were in the same grade level. Nothing. She greeted everyone with this huge smile on her face and this willingness to just spread joy to everybody. And her joy is infectious. And when she would come in every day, it didn't matter what would happen before she came in. It didn't matter what my day was like. When she came in, she brought this, atmosphere around her that just spread like wildfire in class. And we had so much fun together. And she was always willing to work. She has always completed everything I have asked her to do, above and beyond what was asked of her. During this crazy school closure, social distancing time, she has completed every single distance learning assignment. She's been to every conference I've had. She is so dedicated to making herself better academically and making herself achieve more than somebody says she can. And her drive and her ambition and her sheer joy is infectious to all those around her. When she came in once and she was having a hard time on the math that we were doing, she did not shy away from asking for help. She would go to her peers. She could come to me. She would do anything in her power to figure out how to do it. And it's inspiring. And I am so certain that as she goes on in her life, she is going to grow leaps and bounds. And she will be doing something with her life that sets a fire in her soul and makes everyone around her smile. Just by being in a room, she makes everyone around her smile. Because her joy and her passion for life is that infectious. And I am a better teacher because of Lauren Hall. Lauren, you have made me a better teacher. You have made me a better person. And I will forever be grateful for that. Congratulations, Lauren. I hope that you love your JAG Award. I hope that you are very surprised. And I can't wait till the school opens again and you come and visit and spread your joy and passion like wildfire.
Hi, I'm Amanda Neslin, and I have the pleasure of nominating Efren Contreras to be my JAG Award winner. I have known Efren since his freshman year when he was a student in my world geography class, and then later became a member of my success skills class. Efren may have struggled a bit in the beginning, but he has quickly found his way. Efren has learned to ask for help when he needs it, learned to advocate for himself with his teachers, and he has set his goals high. I am so proud of the young man that Efren has become. He has worked incredibly hard, and not only do his grades show it, his very impressive internship at Flory Industries also proves it. And man, he must have been working hard at Flory also, because that internship has turned into now a paid position. Efren, I am incredibly proud of the young man that you have become, and I am going to miss you walking through my door to share with me how your day is going and how your life is progressing. I want to let you know that I am so proud of you, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds. Way to go, Efren.
My name is Christine Perez, and I would love to present my JAG Award to Ariana Burnham. Ariana is a senior in my ELA class. Some of the reasons that I loved having her in class were because she is attentive, thoughtful, and opinionated. While I did call her opinionated, I think that word tends to get a little bit of a bad rap sometimes. It is especially wonderful as a teacher to have students in class who are passionate, emotional, and sharing, especially when reading about and discussing hot topics, sensitive issues, and controversial ideas. Ariana was always willing to express her thoughts and her opinions, and most importantly, elaborate on why she stood on those ideas. Her nature did not keep her from listening to the ideas of others. It did not force her to be the dominant speaker in the classroom, and I could always see her listening attentively to her peers, considering their message, and then reevaluating her own thinking. How wonderful to see these mature skills in such a young person. I also valued Ariana's heart. Even if she was having a bad day, she was so good about not letting it interfere with her involvement in class. She showed her emotional side and sometimes shared difficult experiences, but in a way that allowed others to feel compassion for her. And when her classmates or friends were struggling, she was a rock and a support to them. I'm so sad that I did not get a full year with Ariana in class, but I cannot wait to hear about all of her accomplishments. Ariana, I'm so proud of you. I miss you. Congratulations and best of luck.
Hi, my name is David Winfrey, and I teach chemistry here at Gregori High School. And as I prepare for this year's JAG Award, I realized that the start of the school season is much like the start of spring training for baseball. The players all show, and the coaches start running them through the drills to get them ready for the upcoming season, much like we start running kids through their drills to get them ready for the subject and the school year ahead. During this time, the superstars start to show, the players that throw a no-hitter or hit the most home runs. and they get all the accolades, and they're the ones that earn bobbleheads so the fans can collect and admire their accomplishments. Not every player in baseball gets a bobblehead, but through a lot of hard work and perseverance, they can have a breakout year and become recognized by the fans, much like Oakland A's Marcus Semien. This year, my Marcus Semien is Grant Fendland, and although he struggled at chemistry at times, through hard work and effort, extra time and perseverance, he worked hard to strive and oftentimes achieved excellence. He's also a very humble and gracious and caring individual. It makes him a great lab partner, a great chemistry teammate. And through that, he made the students around him, the players, better as well, making us a better chemistry team. Like Marcus Semien, his efforts oftentimes go unnoticed, but I don't think they went unnoticed by myself. Grant made my class a better class, and therefore is my JAG 2020 recipient. Not because of any one great thing he does, but because of all the little things he does to make my class and the students in my class better chemistry students. So, in order to commemorate this award, like Marcus Semien, Grant, I think you deserve a bobblehead as well. So, Grant, here is your bobblehead that I have created, and you are my JAG Award, and here is your bobblehead. Thank you. I hope you have a great summer, and we look forward to seeing you next year.
On behalf of the Intervention Center team, which also includes Jamie Cox and Ashley Victor, we would like to recognize senior JaVale Gunn as our 2019-2020 JAG Award recipient. JaVale transferred here from Sheldon High School a little over 2 years ago, around 2 years ago, and through this time we have had the opportunity of watching him grow as an athlete, as a student, and most importantly as a person. JaVale, I think the things that stand out about him that after collaborating with our team the most is one, that he works very hard. I think he's got a 3.0 grade point average since he's been here. He's a very good listener, and then he applies everything that we have to advice we have to give him and then support we offer him. And most importantly, he's a man of very high character. I also had the privilege of coaching him, so I'm going to share this story because I think it shares a little bit about his character. And when he came here, he had the eligibility rules kind of left him with very few options. He either had to sit out for his junior year or he could play at the junior varsity level. And without hesitation, he chose to play, never complained, and had a very, very good year. And he was also able to have a strong senior year. And I think that just says a lot about him as a person, and he was able to also do that in the classroom. That's something that we really appreciate. After high school, he plans on attending Cabrillo College and playing football. Some of his future plans include real estate or possibly starting up a company. I think we truly believe that whatever he chooses, he's going to be very successful at. We're excited to see him he has a very bright future, and I'm excited to, and our team is excited to watch him grow as a leader in the community.
Hello, Gregori. I am here today to honor and celebrate a student who I've had the privilege of working with and teaching for the past year. He is a very responsible and motivated student. He comes to school every day with a smile and an excitement for learning and a dedication for going above and beyond. He has faced many obstacles throughout his life and has been able to overcome and achieve great success on his own. His work ethic and focus on doing well is an inspiration to his classmates and the staff at Gregori High School. He is a wonderful young man who will continue to excel both academically and socially. Please help me in congratulating Isaiah Haynes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and honored JAG Award winners. I am Mr. Mbisi, and I have the distinct honor this year of giving my JAG Award to Mason Cheek. Now, generally, when we teachers think about who our favorite and our best students are, we typically jump right to our A students and select one of them, because, let's face it, they're rock stars, as I'm sure all of you are. And I too had my list of Elite A students to choose from, but well, Mason wasn't quite one of them. He did get A's in every other class, except for mine. So why, might you ask, did I choose him for my JAG Award when none of his other teachers did? Because Mason put in more hard work to push himself to do his personal best in my class than any other student of mine, and I totally respect that above all else. You see, for some, math comes fairly easy to them, and they don't even have to try too hard to ace it. But for most, like Mason, it is the most difficult subject in the world and very painful to even make the smallest progress forward. In fact, when he first showed up in my Math 1 class, I have to say, he was quite annoying. He was off task every single day, staring at the floor, watching the dust settle, as I like to say, or he was talking incessantly to his neighbors, and when called on to answer a question, he never seemed to get even the easy stuff right. In fact, less than a month into the first semester, before we even took our first test, his parents sent me multiple emails and even gave the school a call to set up a parent-teacher conference ASAP in order to warn me about their precious son and how he hated math and probably wouldn't do very well in my class, as he never passed math in his life. But they promised to do their part in supporting Mason to help keep him motivated to achieve his best, no matter how difficult math would be for him or them. And so when Mason would bomb a quiz, and he came for tutoring and a retake. And as time went on, instead of just talking to his neighbors in class about irrelevant teenage banter, he began working well with them and ended up even helping them more often than they helped him. So from hardly caring at all about math, Mason became fully engaged, trying and achieving his best each day. And with all the challenges that this distance learning has presented, no other student of mine has come to more online tutoring sessions than him. So I am happy to say that he has earned his first set of B's in math for both semesters, which I am hopeful will translate to his first set of A's in math next year in geometry. So would you please join me in congratulating Mason Cheek for his true JAG character that never gives up and won't accept defeat.
Hi, Corey Johnson, Counselor for Global Studies. It is with great honor that I award Claire Chavez with this JAG Award. When Claire walks into a room, before she even speaks, her energy fills the room, radiating kindness, hope, and positivity. Her presence alone lifts those around her. Add her personality and character traits, and she truly is a gift in this world. Claire's hardworking, compassionate, and always carries a positive outlook. Imagine being this type of human. Your head held high, your shoulders back, your eyes constantly forward, doing all of this while having the weight of the world on your shoulders. Claire, life has thrown at you some hardships that many of us have never experienced, will never experience, and can barely understand. Stay true to who you are. Continue to work hard and be humble. May your work ethic and positive attitude continue to lead and inspire. Claire, I am so proud of you, and I'm honored to give you this award today. Congratulations.
Hi JAG family, this is Mrs. Valdez. I am so excited to share with you who my JAG Award recipient is for this year, and that is Miss Sarah Davis. Sarah, congratulations. I am so proud of you. I have watched how hard you have worked over the last 4 years, You are determined, you're responsible, you're kind, you're always willing to help your peers, and for that, I absolutely admire you. I've seen you set goals for yourself, and you have made every single one of those happen. So as you move on through your future, I have no doubt that you will continue to accomplish everything you set forth for yourself. Congratulations, Sarah. Hi JAG family, this is Mrs. Valdez. I am so excited to be presenting this award on behalf of Mrs. Taylor. Mrs. Taylor's JAG Award recipient for this year is Viviana Robles. Viviana, you are such a pleasure to have in class. You are kind, you are caring, you're compassionate, you are always willing to help your peers, and you do it with such a beautiful smile on your face. We are so proud of you, and we know that you will continue to do great and amazing things. Congratulations, Viviana, on behalf of Mrs. Taylor and myself.
Hi, my name is Jill Burford, and my JAG nominee is Michaela Lopez. I've known Michaela Lopez ever since she was a freshman. And although she's changed a lot over the past 4 years, she's also stayed the same in a good way. This student was always caring, compassionate, driven, and hardworking. She's had to deal with a lot when it comes to her favorite sport, soccer, and hasn't been always able to hit the field as much as she wants to. But I will say, you know, I'm in awe of this young lady and her drive, her dedication, and desire to never give up. Michaela, you already are a success. I look forward to watching you in all your endeavors in the future. You're going to accomplish whatever you want to because you just have that grit. I'm so proud of you. Please make sure you contact me. I'm going to miss you a lot, so I need to still have that connection. But congratulations. I just wish you all the best, you and your family. You guys are amazing people. Take care.
Hi, this is Mrs. Cogburn. I am a U.S. history teacher and a world history teacher here at Gregori. My JAG Award winner is Samantha Ramos. I have had Samantha Ramos for 2 years. I had her in world history and U.S. history. She's always been a fantastic student, always getting A's on almost everything, and she turns in the most impeccable work. She works so hard on everything that she does. And even through this distance learning, even though she already had an A and she knew that she did not need to do any additional work during distance learning to keep that A, she continued to submit work, and that is just so impressive to me, a student that cares about their learning beyond just the letter grade. I want to tell her parents thank you for raising such an amazing daughter that's so hardworking and has so much perseverance and initiative to just continue working and learning despite any obstacle. She's just a fantastic student, and I look forward to eventually being back on campus and getting to see her around campus next year and her last year at Gregori, because next year she'll be a senior. And I just wanted to just thank you so much, and Samantha, thank you for just being such an amazing student. Bye.
This is Jim Davis, Athletic Director, Gregori High School, and I have selected my JAG Award winner. And my JAG Award winner is Zach Fernandez. Zach was a student of mine in my health class this past semester. Obviously, we were impacted a little bit, well, a lot, by the COVID-19 virus, and school got shut down. But during the time that I had the opportunity to spend with Zach in class, interacting with him, talking to him, I found out what an outstanding young man this kid is. Zach, you bring a lot of pride and respect to how you carry yourself. You're an outstanding kid. I enjoyed our conversations in class. I enjoyed our interaction. I thought you added a lot to my classroom. You know, to win my JAG Award, you know, I really need to feel like the young man or woman is buying into what we're doing every day. And Zach, you did that each and every day. You're a great kid. I was very proud of you. I enjoyed watching you on Friday nights. I enjoyed listening to you talk about the grind of playing sports and coming to school, and how much you enjoyed it. And I really always got that from you, that you enjoyed the process. Zach, I wish this could be in person. I really do. I wish that we could all be all together and honoring you in front of the masses. But at this point, this is the best I can do, kiddo. I just want to make sure and give you and your family a big shout out. You're an outstanding kid, and I enjoyed having you in my class. And obviously, when we get back to a semblance of normalcy here pretty soon, I'm hoping that we will continue to have a good, solid teacher-coach, athlete-student relationship moving forward. And I certainly hope that that everything pans out and that you know, we get back to some normalcy soon. So anyway, that's all I got.
Hi, my name is Mr. Nauer, and I teach in the Agriculture Department. My JAG Award winner is Ziana Ham. Ziana is a junior and has been fully involved in agriculture since her freshman year. Ziana is a tremendous asset to our ag program and our department. This year, she is my TA second period. She was a tremendous helper with my classes and helping with department needs. She helps me get things done, and she does what I ask her to do, no matter how long it takes or what she has to do. She also helps the freshmen complete their AET record books. She will become an outstanding citizen in our community one day. Congratulations, Ziana.
Hello, I'm Mr. Steves, and my JAG Award recipient is Drew Lamandia. There are many reasons for Drew to receive this award. Her academics, her athletics, her work ethic. She was an aide in a career center, but most importantly, her character. She has a strong moral compass and will do well in the future. Congratulations, Drew. Wish you the best, and thanks for everything.
Hello, Gregori. My name is Matt Taylor, and I teach 10th and 11th grade social studies. The recipient of my award today is Cordell Thomas. Cordell was a new student to me in the second quarter when I took over teaching his world history class. And teaching a new class in the beginning of the second quarter, I wasn't really sure what to expect, but I do have to say that Cordell is one of the bright spots of that class for me. He is an extremely hardworking student. He puts in 110% effort into anything that he does. He's kind to everybody. He's funny. He's just somebody that's really fun to be around, and I think he really exemplifies what it means to be a Gregori Jaguar. And so I'm sad that I didn't get these last couple of months of school with you, Cordell, but I do hope that I see you next year, or I'm lucky enough to have you in class. And so congratulations, Cordell, and congratulations to the rest of the recipients.
Hey Gregori, it's Mrs. Moore in the PE department. I am just excited to announce that Taylor Mitchell is my JAG Award winner for this year. Taylor was in my 9th grade PE class. She was a delight to have all year long in class. She worked hard, she was responsible. She has an infectious personality and an infectious smile. She just worked hard and is very talented. She also played on my tennis team this last year and was just a delight to have there as well. So that is all the reasons why, Taylor, you are my JAG Award winner, and I look forward to seeing you in the fall.
Hello, my name is Amelia Lewis, and I currently teach junior English courses. This year, I wanted to nominate my student Aaron Kim for a JAG Award. He has been a solid student all year, and something I admire about Aaron is that he has been actively participating in our digital learning. Adults and students alike are struggling during this time to function in a normal capacity, and continuing to work or even learn can be overwhelming. However, Aaron has stepped up to the plate and has consistently been involved in remote learning through attending conferences, submitting assignments, and reflecting on the feedback that I give. It shows me that he takes initiative and cares about his education beyond just the four walls of a classroom. He has been able to adapt well to this new setting and truly puts forth the effort. For one of our assignments this year, students had to present their side of an argument, Despite some anxiety, Aaron helped cut through that tension with his lighthearted humor and presented in a professional manner. He has demonstrated humility and perseverance, as well as the traits of achievement, loyalty, and integrity that Gregori Jags stand for. So congratulations, Aaron. You are well deserving, and don't forget to hold on to your award to show off at your future graduation.
Hi, my name is Loretta Philpott, and my JAG Award winner for this year is Emily Shaw. Emily was an amazing student in my pre-AP Math 2 class. She has the highest percentage, does beautiful work, asks questions in class, and helps others. Emily was also there in our Schoology conferences during distance learning, asking questions, helping others, including me, and participating in the discussion. Emily is self-disciplined, an excellent math student, and is pleasant to be around. Her sweet demeanor, combined with her excellent academic abilities, provide a bright future for her. Best wishes to you, Emily, and thanks for helping me with my computer.
I'm so happy to be able to give my JAG Award to Thomas. I remember when he first came into my class, I said, "Hey, do you mind if I call you Tommy?" And he said, "No, I don't want you to call me Tommy." So we actually got off to a little rough start there, but I think things got a lot better. And one of the things that I really appreciate about you, Thomas, is you show up every day, you work hard every day, you ask questions that make sense, questions that need to be asked, questions that actually help out the rest of the class. And I appreciate all the work you did. I appreciate you. I appreciate your personality. I think you were just a joy to have in class, and I look forward to hearing amazing things from you in your college career. But always remember, do the right thing.
It has been my pleasure to work with Ingrid Ruvalcaba on World History this year. Ingrid is such a strong student and an incredible person. She is truly a role model, kind, insightful, and a top performer in her class. She is the kind of student who makes the teacher feel like all the effort to teach the class is worthwhile. She pays attention, adds insightful commentary and feedback during class discussions, and is present in a way that I wish all other students would be. Ingrid has strong values, is unafraid to express them, will help others selflessly, and brings a very positive energy to the environment around her. It was hard to decide between the traits of respect, responsibility, civility, compassion, and initiative. She is extremely strong in all these areas. I've been fortunate to have had the opportunity to work with Ingrid this year.
I am Mrs. Fralke, and my JAG Award goes to Osmani Karo, a student in my history class. I have known Osmani for the last 2 years. He is a very caring and kind young man. Although the demands of school have been a challenge, he has worked hard to maintain good grades. He has a great love of music and is quite the musician. He plays the viola, the violin, and the trombone. He's been part of the Modesto Youth Symphony Orchestra for 7 years. He plans to be involved in the orchestra at Modesto Junior College. Osmani, keep up the great work with your music ability, playing instruments, and writing songs. I know you will do great things. I'm going to miss seeing you in class every day. Congratulations, Osmani, on a job well done. It is also my pleasure to present the JAG Award for my colleague, Miss Salmarin, better known as Miss S. This JAG Award goes to Keegan Edgar, who is in her health class. She writes, "Congratulations, well done on making us proud. You've been so balanced and focused this year. You finish everything you start and you make sure it's always correct. You've got the right mix of achievement, loyalty, and integrity. You are a Jaguar inside and out. Keep up the good work. I see amazing things in your future. Great job, Keegan."
My name is Don Kirk, and I am a teacher in the Social Studies Department. I teach American Government and Economics to seniors as well as World History to sophomores. My award this year is one I had to give a lot of thought to. The JAG Award is so much more than just somebody who is a good student, but somebody who is positive, somebody who helps out with other people, somebody who truly cares. I met my JAG Award winner the first couple of weeks of school, and she confided in me that she wanted to be a nurse. But sure enough, Tatum transferred in as my tutor for my world history kids, and I sure hope she found her calling. As a teacher of over 35 years in the classroom, I have found Tatum to be caring, incredibly patient, and has a bright future in teaching, which I hope she chooses to pursue. I know either way, as a nurse or a teacher, she's going to be very successful in life. So without any further delay, I would like to present my 2020 JAG Award to Miss Tatum Schaefer. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for attending tonight's ceremony. Tonight is a very special occasion in Jaguar history. Probably one of the most special nights of the year besides graduation. I love this night because it's a night where I get to honor a student or perhaps athlete that has just shown courage, strength, and resilience throughout the school year. Tonight, I would like to honor senior Ricky Diaz-Fast, who is on the Gregori boys golf team. I have not taught him as a student, but I have known him since he was in the 7th grade. I first met up with Ricky at Muni Golf Course. That's the course where we play, that's our home course for Gregori High School. He was in the 7th grade, and I used to see the little kid out there all the time. I call him a little kid because he was young. And he would be playing golf. And finally, we caught up on the second hole. I said, "Hey, I'm Mr. Stewart, coach at Gregori High School." He said, "I'm going to Gregori High School. I'm going to play golf. I'm going to be #1. Well, he didn't disappoint. 2 years later, his freshman year, he didn't play #1, but he played #3. And that year we won a section title, our first one in school history. And Ricky was a part of that. His sophomore year, unfortunately, Ricky got really sick and had to go in home in hospital, and he wasn't able to play golf. He came back his junior year and his senior year, which is this year, and played outstanding. His junior year, we also won a section title, and he was a part of that. Ricky is just an outstanding person. I didn't pick Ricky because of golf. That was secondary. I picked Ricky for the young man that he is. Ricky is a young man that works 2 to 3 jobs. He puts his family first, and he always has a smile that's contagious. Anybody that comes in contact with Ricky, you'll just fall in love with the kid. He is just one of a kind. He recently, his stepdad got gravely ill, and Ricky had to become the man of the house. Not only did he work 2 to 3 jobs to help his mom pay the bills, he also had to fix things around the house and learn to be a man real quick, which was hard at age 17. But Ricky stepped up and did the job. Right now, Ricky is working 2 to 3 jobs, I think 2 now, and is working outside of school, and he will graduate virtually this year at Gregori High School. He has a sister that is actually one of my students. She's a wonderful girl, Melody, and she will be a senior next year, and he takes care of her, his mom, and stepdad. Ricky's just a dynamite person, and I'm so proud and honored to give this award to Ricky. And I just want to thank his parents, especially his mom, his sister and stepdad, for giving me the opportunity to be a part of his life. And Ricky, I know you're going to go far. His plans for next year, I forgot to mention, he's going to go to JC to further his education, and he's going to play on the JC golf team, which is an honor because they have a great team, and it's really hard to make that team. I have a feeling he'll be 1 or 2 on that team because 5 kids play, 6 play, 5 scores count. So he will be in the top, I guarantee, top 3. And I just want to say thank you, Ricky, for what you've done. in my life and all the lives that you touch. Good night and God bless.
Hi, I'm Miss Wright from the math department here at Gregori High School. And every year we're asked to choose a JAG Award recipient. When I choose my JAG Award winner, I'm looking for diligence, perseverance, and positive attitude. And the student I chose this year, Layla Morris, demonstrated these traits in my class every day. She is a student that gives you 100% inside the classroom and out, in the classwork and on anything that she does at home. And her homework was always completed on time. It was always done to the best of her ability, and work was always shown. She is the student that you could call on, and she would participate in classroom discussions and wasn't afraid to learn from her mistakes or from a wrong answer. She is the type of kid that would show up for tutoring after school to help her with concepts of math that maybe she was having problems with. And these are the reasons that I chose Layla Morris this year as my JAG Award winner. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Kimberly Cloud, and my JAG Award winner is Nicholas Rhino. Your work ethic and dedication to your studies were evident on day one. You never gave up and continued to work harder to achieve greatness. The English class you were in was, as you know, a challenge, yet that did not stop you from performing your best. You continued to ask questions and rise above. Your academics isn't the only reason you are deserving of this award, it is also your integrity. I will not share the multiple stories here, but just know I am impressed with your choices and proud of you for following the path that may be difficult. You put others before yourself. You have an internal drive that keeps you going strong. Congratulations, Nick.
It is not easy to embark on the journey of learning a foreign language because it means learning a language that is completely foreign to you and learning it from scratch. And so it can be pretty intimidating for most of us. Well, this young lady I want to honor today embarked on that journey for not 1, not 2, but 3 years. So my dear Ashley, I'm choosing you as my JAG Award this year because you are the definition of what a hardworking student is, and you deserve that recognition more than anybody. I know these 4 years of high school have not always been easy for you. In fact, you have encountered many obstacles along the way, but no matter the setbacks you encountered, you kept your eye on the ultimate goal, and you were so determined to be successful that you never gave up. And by doing this, you showed me and everybody around you what a resilient, diligent, determined, and amazingly young woman you were, and I couldn't be more proud to honor you with this award. I will really miss you and miss having you in my class because beside being all things that I've said, you are also one of the sweetest and kindest person out there. And you managed to bring a smile to my face every class throughout these 3 years together, and for this I want to thank you because it's not always easy to be a teacher, but you made it easier with your loving and enthusiastic personality. I know you have a bright future ahead of you, and so I want to finish by saying thank you for being you, and I love you.
Hello, I'm Danielle Jackson and I teach U.S. History. This year, my JAG Award recipient is from one of my AP courses. Kalissa Kang is the type of student that every teacher hopes to have. She has an incredible amount of integrity, and she is one of the hardest workers that I've ever had in any of my classes. She has the internal drive and desire to learn that make her stand out among her peers. Kalissa even reminded me to open additional practice exam questions in the AP classroom multiple times this year. Imagine a student asking to do more work in a class that is already so time intensive. It really impressed me, especially since Kalissa was already one of my top scoring students in all of my AP classes. This kind of drive and motivation will take her far in life. Keep up the amazing work, Kalissa. I am so honored to have had you as my student this year.
Good evening, and my name is Katie Miranda, and I am thrilled to be giving my JAG Award to Anya Bailey. Anya is a true leader. I love her to death because she really has the confidence to lead others, and she gets the job done. And the older I get, the harder it gets. And so when you have students that really step up and lead, it is fantastic. Let's see, let me tell you a little about Anya. Anya does things outside of school that would surprise you. This year, she gathered thousands of coats and got them together during the winter time and distributed them to the Boys and Girls Club to make sure others that needed things got them. And so, you know, that's what I love about her, is that sometimes you just don't know the things that she's up to. And I'm just thrilled to be giving this to her because she truly deserves it. She's a real jag, and the demonstration of leadership in her is kind of a unique thing. I've seen leaders and leadership in students, but never to the degree that I have seen it in Anya. And so this makes me so excited to be able to honor her and give her this JAG Award. Thank you, Anya, for being you. Thank you.
Hi, Gregori High School. My name is Mrs. Dykes, and it's my honor to present my JAG Award to Ashley Andorfer. Ashley was my student this year in Math 2, and from the first day of class and on, I've seen every trait that we value as a school and try to encourage in our classrooms. In any given day, she showed integrity, high expectations of herself, high level of achievement, and a heart of gold. I could count on it. In fact, I needed to count on it during a 7th period math class when by then focusing is a struggle and math doesn't seem to help. She's not only a person whose attitude and presence make her surroundings better while she's there, but she always leaves things better than how she found them. Just one example of this in my classroom happened almost every day when the bell rang. If we didn't have time to put calculators away before the bell rang, which we almost never did, Ashley would stay after and clean up the whole classroom by herself. Oftentimes I'd need to go grab my kids from the bus stop, so I'd help her as quickly as I could because I knew she would stay until the classroom was completely organized and cleaned. She could have easily been frustrated that day after day there were calculators left out, but it was her pleasure to leave things better for no reward whatsoever. She also left the people around her better than how she found them. I am an example of this. Her serving heart and the joy that she exudes while she works hard at everything she does inspires me to do the same when it's difficult or feels like there will be no reward. I am so thankful to have had a daily example of this in my life for the past school year. I'm honored to have had the pleasure of teaching Ashley, and I'm thrilled to award such a deserving, hardworking student. Congratulations, Ashley.
Hi everyone, this is Ms. Zuniga, and today I will be presenting the Gregori JAG Award to Maria Avellanes. Maria is an excellent student in the classroom and a great friend to her peers. Maria is your typical rule follower that will simply sit and do her work, but in the past few months, I've seen her grow into a more confident and involved student. Maria came to me as a very shy and reserved young lady, but today Maria is a leader and a great example in the classroom. She will not only complete all her required work, but is always willing to pause what she is doing just to help out a peer who may be struggling with their work. She actively participates in class discussions and helps others to participate as well. For having made such progress, I am proud to nominate Maria Avellanes with the Gregori JAG Award. Thank you.
Hi Gregori High School, this is Erica Suarez and I'm the Career Technology Counselor. My JAG Award goes to a student who is driven, kind, funny, and I truly am so proud of her. I knew her a little bit as an underclassman, but then she left Gregori her junior year. Due to some differences in credits when she returned, she was off track to graduate and in a really difficult position. We mapped out what it would take for her to meet her requirements, and she didn't hesitate once. She told me she didn't question that she could do this and that she was confident she would make it across that finish line, even though it was going to take a huge amount of work and a ton of time to make up those credits. She has now earned more credits in one semester than any student I've ever had as a counselor. Her follow-through and her confidence is such a unique trait to see in a student her age. She's unapologetically herself. She is funny, outgoing, and I so miss seeing her in person every day. She brings so much happiness to our school, and I know she will bring the same joy to her future career, her family, and her life. My JAG Award goes to Kaya Murillo. I wish you all of the happiness and success in your life, and I hope that you never lose the sparkle that you have. Congratulations. Bye.
Hello Gregori, hi, my name is Ms. Skujans, and it is with great honor and pleasure that I give my JAG Award to Rebecca Palma. Rebecca Palma is proficient in all 4 Spanish levels, and not only that, but she is a deserving JAG Award winner because she's always maintaining a high interest in participation in the classroom. She is one of the first students to always arrive to school. I have her in the morning, and she always greets with a buenos dias, but not only that, towards the end of class, as she leaves, she always says, I hope you have a good day, Ms. Skujans. I think that's really sweet and kind of her to always say that, because we as teachers always greet our students with positive and good attitude, but she always takes the time to ensure that her teachers know that too, and I think that that's very kind of her. Not only that, but she also demonstrates that she is committed to Gregori High School, to her community, to people around her. She's not selfish at all, which speaks highly of her. And she is a passionate representative of our JAG community. She is involved in leadership. And I think that she's just a great JAG student that participates and shows the community what our school really is. She is consistent and enjoys helping others, as mentioned previously, and she is always engaged in the class. Like, she is basically an exemplary, great role model for other people around her, and that is why I think that she is the best candidate for my JAG Award this year. She does lift weights after school, and I know that she spends a lot of time doing so. I think she lifts almost double her weight, which is extraordinary. She maintains this rigorous lifestyle to do so, and I just think that she is a great person overall. She also volunteered one day to clean my whiteboard. It was getting pretty dirty, by the way. And the reason why was because we were reviewing, I was erasing, and you know, that expo marker gets everywhere. And then one day there was a little bit of time left in class, and she said, Ms. Skujans, I'm going to clean your whiteboard. I didn't ask anyone to do so. It was on my to-do list though, so I really appreciated her doing that. And that was just another reason why I felt that she was deserving, because she always goes above and beyond whatever anyone asks of her to do. And I really appreciate that. So overall, Rebecca is a kind, compassionate, consistent, and determined young lady. I know she has a bright future ahead of her. There's great things in store for her, and I can't wait to see what that is. Rebecca, I want to send you a big air hug your way, and congratulations on your JAG Award. It's well deserved. Take care.
My name is Jill Burford, and I have the pleasure of presenting the JAG Award to Divine Kaluro. She was nominated by Miss Williams, but I know Miss Divine as well too, and she's a phenomenal student. I really can't say anything bad about Divine. She's tough, she's hardworking, she's caring. She adds a lot to the conversation, and just overall, she's a pleasure to have in class. When she walks in through that door, she always has a great personality and just is a positive person to be around. She works hard. She works very hard, and has a lot of cool things she wants to do in the future, and I'm excited for her. I'm also thankful that she will be with us for another year because she is a junior. But Divine, you're absolutely amazing. You are top notch, and I'm so proud of you, and I'm so glad, like I said, we get you for one more year, and then you're gonna fly. You already are soaring, so congratulations. I'm just really proud of you.
Hello, Mrs. Mishra here. I'm honored to present Jasmine Melendez with this year's JAG Award. She was unanimously selected by our classroom staff. Jasmine is a kind student who works hard on her assignments. She is adored by her peers and is often the first to volunteer to help others. Jasmine is also our most improved student this year and has made growth in all areas and subjects. Congratulations, Jazz. I'll miss you, and good luck at transitions.
Hello. My JAG Awards goes to Javier Perez. Javier, you are so special to me. I am just flabbergasted how you could always have a smile on your face. You're always a pleasure to be around. If I walk into a classroom, see you out at lunch, you're always there with a smile, ready for a high five. Looking forward to seeing you again next school year on campus, getting a high five from you again. But I just want to let you know to never lose that smile. You really are a special person. You carry this around on you on your sleeve, and you make it a joy to be around. So I thank you for being such a special person, and continue to make that positivity contagious around campus. You are a special Gregori JAG to me. You always will be. Look forward to seeing you next year, your senior year. And congratulations for receiving the JAG Award from me.
Good evening, Gregori High School. This is Mr. Hurtado, and my JAG Award goes to senior Trevor Heaton. Trevor is one of those unsung heroes that we have here at the school. He was a volunteer TA in the N building, zero period. He showed up with a smile on his face. He showed up willing to help and asked everybody on a daily basis what they could do to make their job a little bit easier. Just can't say enough about this young man, and I know given the traits that he has and the attitude that he has, he's going to go on to do great things. So thank you, Trevor, for all the help this year, and just come back and let us know of all the great things that you accomplish. So thank you, Trevor Heaton, my JAG Award winner for 2020.
Hi Gregori, this is Miss Williamson, and I am here to present my JAG Award. This goes to a student that I first met last year in LGBTQ+ club, a club for which I advise, and she was president. And what first struck me about this student was how kind and welcoming she was to anyone and everyone that attended a club meeting. She ran every meeting with a purpose. And I was just very impressed with how responsible she was. And I then had the privilege of working with this student in yearbook this year. And she was always willing to take on extra work, whether it was before school, after school, at lunch, whenever. She was always willing to help her peers. She did an amazing job on the pages to which she was assigned. And she made all of the hard work look easy, which with yearbook is nearly impossible to do. So it is my privilege to present my JAG Award to Ziana Benton. Ziana, thank you so much for all of the work that you did. Yearbook would not have gotten done without you. I greatly appreciate everything that you did, and I can't think of anyone more deserving of this award. So congratulations.
Well, that concludes our JAG Awards ceremony. Thank you so much for attending tonight. This video will be posted online to be able to view at a later date in case you know a friend that received an award that was unable to attend tonight. So thank you for attending, and again, congratulations to all you JAG Award recipients.